Hello, my name is Zahara and welcome back to my Oasis. And today I just wanted to get into talking about my future plans and projects that I'm currently working on. For starters, I have made a couple videos at this point about my website I'm hosting on NeoCities, and it's been pretty successful for me. I really enjoy coding from time to time, really focusing in on it, and I've gotten better, Like I recently made like a small little update where I finally added a art gallery, and as of right now, I have pictures from art before 2019. They're imported from Tumblr for the highest quality that I can provide because all my other art is on Instagram and I can't import it properly. And I'm a little too lazy to like download them, so I just have placeholders right now. I actually got the code from another person who is linked on the website. I don't know their name off the top of my head, but thank you so much. I love it. Aside from that, I started working on a visual novel. It's kind of been a little shaky, on and off, just like anything else I work on. But I have this character, and I was like, after so long, I keep telling myself I want to make a video game, I want to do visual novels, and I just never did it. I downloaded RenPy, and I was like, this is it. I will do it finally, right? I watched a whole bunch of videos talking about getting into indie deving and girly games and all that other stuff, and I finally was just like, I'm gonna do it. So I started doing it, and then I watched more videos. And after watching more videos, I branched out and found out about this program called Godot, which is a gaming software, or gaming creation software, like Unity, but it's open source. And, I've been getting into my open source bag. I'm recording this on Audacity, which is like, it's different. Not necessary, but different. And I kind of like that. But yeah, I started using Godot. I made an outline in Obsidian, which is also another open source software. All of this is not necessary, by the way, but this is just how I did it. I had my outline done, and then I downloaded this program called Twine, which is specifically made for story choice games. And so I've been visualizing my script inside of Twine, and I import that back into Godot using this plugin called Dialogic. And through that, I have a language programmed into Godot, and I'm able to literally see my game being played. I've watched a handful of tutorials, but there's one. It's actually really not hard, but it's kind of difficult to find a good tutorial on visual novels being made in Godot because, again, it is not typical for that program. And when it comes to the genre of visual novels, people just jump to RenPy, which I decided to be different. So I found this one really good tutorial, which I will link right here in the little card and in my description. I used the tutorial to make a starting screen, and I made it just to give myself a start. But now I want to be able to make a setting screen similar to the one in RenPy, and I know I probably should just go back and use RenPy, but I'm kind of against that. I feel like I'm already too knee deep. I need to just keep using Godot. So, I'm knee deep. I've written the prologue, the prologue, which is like the introduction, and I have gotten like halfway through, or I finished the first chapter, I think. It's been a couple weeks since I touched it because I started working on commissions. Excuse me. I started working on commissions and other projects, and it ended up getting sidelined. But hopefully I get to share more details. The last thing I worked on outside of scripting and coding was actually designing my characters, which I have. I will show you guys right now on screen. To give a little bit more of an idea of who my characters are, I have Daniel, who is the main character you'll be playing as. You're watching as he becomes a vampire. This character all three of them just came out of nowhere. But Daniel is actually my OC Layla. They're trans, and there's like a whole like storyline that I'm trying to figure out how to explain, like how Daniel became Lila, because it's a little complicated. And I've only really talked about it amongst friends, and not that I'm scared to talk about it publicly. Not that I'm scared to talk about it
A few moments later.
Not that I'm scared to talk about it publicly, but it's just that as of right now, it's not fully fleshed out, and I don't really give myself the chance to sit down with my thoughts. Like right now, I'm ditching the script that I made, and I'm just talking. I'm gonna cut down parts that is kind of like a buffer, but I want to sit down with a script, but it's hard to just get my thoughts out, because like I'm constantly like editing and correcting and doing all this other stuff. I'm sidelining, but my character Daniel is who you play as, and I'm a huge fan of the series Interview with the Vampire, specifically the TV show, and I want elements of that to play out into the visual novel, because I know a lot of people are a fan of that. I'm also a bit of a fan of the art style and the stylus animation in the game Phoenix Wright, which is something I'm low-key working towards, but making sprites takes a while. So I just did like quick sketches to give myself an idea of what my characters will look like in the game. Another inspiration of mine is Hoonie Pop. I love the little Bejeweled or Candy Crush aspect of it. I love the little mini games. I like when games have like these quick elements that keep you engaged, or supposed to remind you of events that happened inside the game so you don't forget, or like just to like fact check you. Like I grew up watching things like Danganronpa, so it's like those are the type of quote unquote visual novels that I like. I know that's not I remember there was like this Twitter thread, and people were complaining about visual novels that aren't strictly just story and like add bullshit to it, but I don't think it's bullshit. I think you're playing a game. Like if you're not into it, that's cool, but as someone who doesn't really play that many types of games, I actually, let me say that, as someone who doesn't really read books, I think that adding extra elements to visual novels is what makes it interesting. Like I was talking to my friend about what makes a visual novel, and technically, well, I mean the fucking text on the screen, yes, but I'm like, something like, I look at the Walking Dead series and it's low-key like a visual novel. Low-key could be, like it very easily could be just a visual novel. But it has like a bunch of endings that tie in together, and your choices matter. I love when your choices matter. Too many games, your choices don't actually have an impact on the story, and I want that to play a part in my game. Same thing with the mini games. I want your failure or your success to matter, and to play a part in the game. One brief example that I have is a game called Validate, which that like a couple years ago when that came out, like I was so excited because like the characters were cool and interesting and diverse, and it was another dating sim. You know, the characters weren't all paper fucking white, so I was like, this is exciting. And I played it, and it was kind of just like, you know, nothing really happens. Like your choices genuinely didn't really have much of an impact. And to add on to that, part 2 and a potential part 3 never came out. Like it's been years and nothing has come out from that series, that developer. Not to like throw shade or anything like that, but I'm just like, damn, like where is it at? But anyways, I got sidetracked again. I have my character Daniel, his cousin Delilah, and then Dracula. Those are the 3 characters that I have that are to play a bigger part in the entire game. I describe it kind of like Doom Diaoui, but that was never the intention behind it. My friend kind of convinced me to like make it quote unquote Doom Diaoui because it was during a time when I watched Heated Rivalry, and he was just like, you know, it just feels like that's where the direction of this game would go. And I'm just like, I don't really want to dive into problematic, you know, weird, queer media or nothing. Like, that's not what this is. This is not Lestat and Louis. Like, nothing like that. But just for funsies, I thought, even though it's not going to be canon, I just wanted it to just be a fun extra element for people to have when my game is playable. I'm sat here, like, I've seen videos where people are like, oh, I made a visual novel in 1 month, and I'm like, I'm not that too committed to just do something like that. I think that's a bit too above my pay grade to be focused on something for hours and hours on end. And like, realistically, I could have finished writing my entire script, the entire game in a couple weeks, but it's been a month since I started it, I think, and so far I haven't gotten even to chapter 2. I keep like going back and forth. Like I mentioned, even just writing a script for a YouTube video, I keep like correcting myself constantly on grammar, saying, oh, this doesn't sound right. And that's something I gotta work on, just not really caring too much and just putting things out there. I know polished is something that people really appreciate, like good lighting, and like you talk a certain way, or you add a whole bunch of fucking meme sound effects, and you just like give the visuals and production. I don't really have I don't have the knack for that, but you know, at the very least I'm gonna give it to you raw. Bad joke?
Huh?
Probably. But yeah, my visual novel is the bigger project that I'm working towards, and aside from that, I've been making fan art. You know, something that I thought I was gonna give up on, but then Steel Ball Run came out, and I'm like, oh, I'm a JoJo fan. It's like inside my soul, I have to. So I've been doing that again. I've been working on a commission that I kind of don't want to do, but I've been doing it because, you know, money. You always need to make money, and you gotta put yourself out there and make more opportunities. I'm kind of setting myself back by not finishing it sooner because it's been a month since he asked me. But to be fair, he hasn't paid me, so I'm not obligated to actually make it. But aside from that, I've been working on other smaller non-art related projects. Like, I bought a mini PC so that I can learn to do home brewing, because I've gotten a whole bunch of videos on my recommended, and I'm just like, this is really cool. I want to do this. I think this would be really fun. I kind of just like give myself a little projects in between projects because I'm just bored out of my mind, and as long as a YouTube tutorial exists, you can literally do anything, and that couldn't be any more true. So now I got a mini PC, I bought myself an external hard drive, I'm just gonna be doing it just for funsies. Like, I recently just turned this PSP that I modded into basically my MP3 player. It's in my car, or I'm going to use it to play music in my car, because I'm tired of using my phone, wasting my data. Like, I'm not going to actually use the PSP to play games, so I might as well just give it some type of use. What else? I got recommended a video on computer engineering from Harvard, and I'm like, let me watch that. So I'm gonna watch that. My attention span is shit, so I don't even know how I've been talking for the last soon to be 16 minutes of this recording. I'm gonna edit it down a little bit, but yeah, I just want to throw myself against the wall and just like really put myself out there. Stop questioning shit. Just do shit. I started making little ACEOs, which I got recommended from a content creator. Like, she makes a whole bunch of videos talking about it. Like, now she's selling kits and teaching other people how to sell ACEOs. So I started doing that just for fun. I bought myself a paper cutter, which is coming in the mail soon enough. Like, I sold off a bunch of my dolls. I have extra money to spend, so I'm just goofing around. But future plans, which is what this whole video is about, 30 seconds in to recording it. Now I'm talking about future plans. My future plan is to be consistently getting commissions to make this freaking visual novel happen, and to be financially freaking stable and be able to quit my goddamn job. I work in retail, and it's literally the most miserable, soul-sucking thing, and I cannot wait to quit. I need a peace of mind. My art is the most important thing, and I've made videos talking about that, trying to convince myself that it is truly important. I am an artist, and that is what's important to me, and I want to share that with people. I've always wanted to share that with people. I love the attention, and I don't know. But hopefully I see you again in a more polished video sometime soon. Signing out. Peace.